What's up, guys? Good morning. Okay, so I'm watching MOSY. You can see it's gapping up, probably the biggest mover today. Sitting at 221, gapping up from 152. So gapping up about over 70 cents now. About 77 cents, gapping up. Pretty big gap, a lot of volume, still moving some. TTD, which is gapping up pretty significantly from 53 all the way to 67. So pretty big gap on that one as well. Watching V-Ray, it's starting to head up some in pre-market. I'm still more short biased with this one, but we'll see if it can start pushing back up. IMMR is another one. It's sitting at 1340. Keeping an eye on that as well. HEAR from yesterday is another one I'm watching. It's at 1116. May look to short it. We'll see how it acts. Look to see if it can fill some of that gap. SYMC. Looking to short it maybe under 2006. HMNY. Maybe looking to short this one as well. Under 60. Not my favorite one though. We'll see what happens with it. IQ gapping up some. 2072. Gapping up from 2072 to 2148. So we'll watch to see what this one can do. I'm kind of torn. I don't know if I'm long or short bias with this one. We'll just see what happens. ZIOP. Look to short it under 408 under these lows. Maybe see if it rebounds some. And I think that's it for now. I'm still trying to look to see if I can find any better ones. Any noise you hear, that is my chair. My chair is super squeaky every time I sit on it, so that's the noise. Good morning, D. Evan, Wilkin, Mitch, stock operator. Good morning, guys. All right, so let's look. I'll go ahead and post my watch list to the chat. There's my watch list so far this morning. Let me know if you guys see anything else I missed. Again, that noise you just heard was my chair. Alright, sorry guys. Still kind of looking to see if I can find anything else. So my son is back at school today, finally. Sorry if you've messaged me or anything like that. My son's been home from school all day yesterday, so haven't had much free time. I've had a lot of people calling me I gotta get back with. Just now checking my Facebook now. Alright, so let's see if any of these stocks are actually tradable. Sorry about that, Mitch. Sorry I haven't gotten back with you in a few days, man, since Wednesday, man. Mitch, I'm just now seeing your messages on Facebook. Honestly, I haven't even checked Facebook in a few days. My son's been home. It's been hectic. But I'll try to get back with you. My son's finally back in school today, so what's up, unknowns? Alright, so let's look to see if any of these are actually tradable today. We got MOSY. Unfortunately, I thought this one would be tradable, so it's kind of a bummer that it's not. I'm kind of getting pretty aggravated with TradeNet and not letting me trade some of these cheap stocks that I want to trade. TTD is tradable. May look to short it. IMMR is tradable. I guess that's good. V-Ray is not. So 2 out of 4 so far. HEAR is. SYMC is. HMNY is. IQ is. ZIOP is. Alright, so everything else is tradable. What's up, Atheon? Yeah, sorry, Atheon, man. Yeah, man, my son's been sick for like the last. Well, it was. I can't remember what day he was originally sick. I feel like it was earlier this week, like maybe Tuesday. So I think it was Tuesday. My son's school called me and told me he was sick, and so I had to go pick him up. And then Wednesday we kept him home. We tried to send him back yesterday. No. It must have been Monday my son's school called and said he was sick. Tuesday we brought him home. Wednesday we tried to send him back because he hadn't run a fever all day Tuesday, and they ended up calling us Wednesday and saying he spiked another fever at school. And so then we kept him home again yesterday, and then today we finally sent him back. And so it's been really, really hectic dealing with that. It's weird. He hasn't run a fever the entire time he's been home. And so it makes me wonder if there's something wrong with his school's thermometer, or maybe if there's something wrong with our thermometer. Because every time we bring him home, we take his temperature like at least once every hour or two, and he's never run a fever the entire time he's home. So I don't know what's going on. Alright, so let's start looking up the news on some of these. So I can trade everything except for Mosey and V-Ray. I can trade everything else that I'm really watching. Everything else is tradable except for Mosey and V-Ray, which is, Mosey especially is the biggest thing I'm bummed out about. But let's look up the news story on some of these. First one I'm looking at is Mosey, obviously. HALO. Big gap down to 18. I'm looking maybe short this one under 1805. We'll try to see what the catalyst is. I'll try to look this one up as well. Alright, so the first one I'm looking at is MOSY. Alright, so the first one I'm looking at is MOSY. Alright, so it says MOSY swings to Q1 profit. Revenue increases versus prior year. Shares jump 51% pre-bell. So good Q1 profit. Revenue increases. And that's ultimately what's going on. Good first quarter results. And higher revenue than last year is what is making MOSY gap up like this. Let's look at TTD. All right, so this one's got a ton of different news stories out on it. All right, so you have a raised profit target of 66, a raised price target to 66 cents per share. It had good first quarter financial results. I'm talking about TDT, the trade desk, and also, let's see. Trade desk stock skyrockets as ad spending on streaming TV goes up 2,000%. And so this one's got 3 good catalysts in it, which kind of makes sense because it's gapping up a ton for a more expensive stock. TDT, TTT, I can't even say it, TTD had good earnings in the first quarter. It had it was raised to an outperform by analysts, and streaming TV goes ad spending on streaming TV goes up 2,000%. And so the news article says after earnings beats, CEO credits rapidly increasing spending on connected TV advertisements. The Trade Desk Inc. walloped earnings expectations in a report Thursday thanks to huge gains for advertising on streaming video services, sending the stock up 22% in after-hours trading. Trade Desk reported sales of 85.7 million, beating the FactSet consensus of 73.2 million, and adjusted earnings of 18 cents a share, well above the expected 10 cents a share. In an interview with MarketWatch, Chief Executive Jeff Green credited the strength of the overall online advertising business, driven by mobile video and streaming TV. Streaming TV is the fastest growing segment of our business, Green said by phone. And so that's kind of why TTD is up so much already. So it kind of had three good things happen to it, and so thus you can see it's moving like it is. Oh, thanks for the $5, Unknowns. Appreciate it, man. Sorry I missed it. I thought it was another subscriber. Thanks, bro. I appreciate it, Unknowns. Shout out to Unknowns for the $5 donation, man. Thank you. That's awesome, bro. I appreciate it. Means a lot, man. Thanks for the donation. It's cool to see people donate to me and value my time here, so I appreciate it, man. What's up, Bo? Good morning, man. Ronald asks if he should go all out on Mosey. I mean, here's the thing. This is kind of with any trade I get in, Ronald, and every trade is different. So the reason I can't really tell you, I can be biased towards one way, but the reason I don't really like to try to predict too hard what the stock is going to do is because you never really know. Usually when I see a stock gap up as much as Mosey, M-O-S-Y, I'm more short biased with it. Just because it's up so much already. It's up from 152 all the way to 242 at its high. So almost $1 for a $1.52 stock. And so just because it's up so much already, usually I'm short biased with it. But especially for a long trade, I like to kind of react to what I see at the open. If it pushes up really strong and breaks 242, that may sway me to want to get in long, but I want to see it hold support over 242 first. You know what I mean? And 250. And so it's tough to tell. It could end up skyrocketing up, or it could break under $2 and just start to wash out really hard as well. And so you never really know. Appreciate it, Unknowns. Appreciate it, man. HALO. Yeah, Halo's tradable. All right, so back to the news. The next one is IMMR. Wait, Ronald, you can't hear me? Good morning, Tiny. All right, so the next one is IMMR. IMMR seems like it's good earnings. Yeah, quarter one beats estimates. FY sales outlook boosted above Street View. So that's why IMMR is up. Basically earnings, which is what a majority of these stocks are up on. V-Ray, V-R-A-Y. All right, so V-Ray reported a quarter one net loss of 11 cents per share, narrower than the consensus on Capital IQ for a loss of 20 cents and compared with the year ago loss of 54 cents. Revenue surged to 26.2 million from 1.2 million, also beating the street view for 15.5 million. ViewRay reiterated its FY revenue guidance of 80 to 90 million, while analysts are projecting 83.4 million. ViewRay was due off an after-hours trading halt at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And so ViewRay, while it's still on a net loss since last year, the loss has gotten substantially lower than the loss was last year. And so while it still is an overall net loss in the company, revenue has increased substantially, and it is lowered much, much lower than people expected. And so for that reason, VRay is gapping up. And I understand why. Because although it's still a net loss, it's a much better net loss than last year, and revenue increased substantially. So good news for VRay, VRAY. All right, so we know what's going on with here. It's good earnings. SYMC is tanking in pre-market and after hours from yesterday. See if I can find the root cause of this big drop. Uh-oh. And this thing had about 30 news press releases out just in the last day. Alright, so it says Simnatech reports fiscal fourth quarter and full year 2018 results. Alright, so there's from what I see, there's an ongoing internal investigation by the audit committee with SYMC, and that's why it's gapping down, I believe. Alright, and it says Simtech tops quarter 4 expectations, but quarter 1 and FY guidance below street consensus. Simnatech reported quarter 4 revenue of 1.234 billion, up 5% year over year, and ahead of the analyst consensus of 1.192 billion on Capital IQ. Earnings were 46 per share, up from 28 per share a year ago, and ahead of expectations of 39 cents per share. For quarter 1, the company is targeting revenue of 1.135 to 1.165 billion and earnings of 31 to 35 per share versus the street view of 1.18 billion in revenue and earnings of 41 per share. For FY19, it sees revenue in the range of 4.76 billion. All right, so yeah, basically it's below the street consensus with SYMC, and it has an internal investigation going on apparently with it right now. So that's ultimately why it's doing this. Yeah, and basically the real reason it's down, I don't know about that investigation. I saw something on an audit committee, but the real reason SYMC is down is because reports of the first quarter and full year outlook are below expectations. And so that's ultimately why it's down. I'm looking at it under 20, see if it can break there. Maybe look to short it. HMNY, the reason I'm really having this one on my watch list is because this thing is absolutely tanked in the last, I don't know, the last few months. This thing has tanked from 4.50 down to 61 cents. It's very rare I get to trade a very cheap stock like this, so I'm looking to short this one, maybe under 159. It all depends. So we'll see what happens with HMNY. IQ is another one I'm looking at. It is up from 2039. Watching it around 21 and 22. We'll see what happens. I don't know which way I want this one to go quite yet. And HALO, I would have preferred it to hold at least above 18 until the open so I can maybe short this one, but we'll see what happens with HALO. Maybe look to get in at the low of the day breaks. And so yeah, that's my watch list thus far. Good morning, Robert. Dog. What's up, man? Good morning, T. Dot. Salty. Tiny. Frank. All right, so we got 20 minutes until the open. I'm still looking to see if I can find anything else that's really moving. CLSN. You know, with this one, I mean, it's just not gapping up too much. I'd maybe look to, you know, if I was looking to trade it, I'd maybe look to short it down to this 254 level, maybe to 250. But that's only 10 cents. It's just not enough of a gain. It hasn't been really moving that much in the last few days. Yesterday, it only moved 10 cents all day yesterday. So, you know, not my favorite one. We'll see, though. You know, it's gapping up. It's moving more than it usually does. So who knows? This thing could go on a run. It could wash out. No telling, really. Good morning, NYC. Happy Friday. I'm just hoping my son's school doesn't call me again today and tell me he spiked another fever. We took his fever before he left. He's okay. But who knows, man. Maybe LGCY. You can see AKCA is kind of moving interesting as well. Not the best volume though. NDLS. You can kind of see a pattern I always preach about. And I know I've mentioned this before, but a pattern I always preach about is stocks getting a really big volume spike right before the close. You can see that's what NDLS is doing. I think it'll probably drop at the open actually. But, you know, you can see it had low volume throughout most of the day. Right before the close, it had the most volume it had had all day. And this is kind of those setups that I look for every day for swing trades. I haven't been swing trading as much as I had been before. And so that's something I might start focusing on a little bit more. But you can see how, you know, I find at least one of these. Big volume spike right before the close, gapping up 45 cents. And so wish I would have seen that before. VYGR. RXII maybe. RXII gapping up about 30 cents. I think I could trade this one as well. Yeah, I can trade this one too. So yeah, I'll probably watch RXII as well. It had that really weird drop in pre-market the other day down to 115, but it doesn't look like it had the volume to kind of back it up. So yeah, I'm watching RXII as well. KTOV is the one y'all are talking about. I must have typed something in wrong. I didn't see this one a second ago. KTOV looks good as well. I mean, it's gapping up 20 cents. but it got as high as I can't trade it. Maybe look to trade it on Robinhood. So yeah, TTD. What kind of company is the Trade Desk? I think it's a streaming company if I read the news story right. BLNK. Wow, look at BLNK spiking up again. This thing's crazy though. I don't know if I like trading this one. Look at this big spike here. Up 50 cents. But yeah, BLNK getting some legs here up to 264 from 520 where it closed, 265, 275. BLNK spiking in pre-market, guys. Starting to head up pretty substantially here. I don't think I can trade this one. Oh, they added it. Nice. BLNK, they added it. All right, so BLNK up to 580. What's the SPY doing today? But look at this move on BLNK. Crazy move. Up to 578. SPY is up a small amount. Alright, so BLNK teetering around 575. We'll see if we can make this push towards 6 in pre-market. Crazy out of nowhere push. Let's see if it has any news release out on it. Alright, so a new press release is out on BLNK, and this is ultimately why it's on. It came out 2 minutes ago. The press release states that BLNK Charging Company expands the electric vehicle network in the Miami area. New BLNK charging stations installed in high traffic locations throughout the city of Miami Beach. Leading owner, operator, and provider of electric vehicle charging services, BLNK Charging Company is the city of Miami Beach's exclusive EV charging service provider and is expanding its footprint in the area with a wave of new EV charging station installations. BLNK charging stations are now active and available to the public at 4 of the city of Miami Beach's parking garages, all of which are available 24 hours a day. Additionally, BLNK is working with the city of Miami Beach to expand into the city's remaining 5 garages within the next month. And so that's the press release that's out on BLNK now, and you can see it's moving up pretty substantially because of it. We'll see. How BLNK's been getting pumped up a lot the last few days. I gotta think that, some insiders are making some money with this thing. We'll see. Alright, so it's finding some support here at this 564 level. No, I don't know what I did with my computer. There it goes. Alright guys, so yeah, me neither. I don't like holding stocks that long really. But that's just my preference. Yeah, for real. I mean, I just can't. I'm just not a fundamental trader, you know? For the most part, I don't really swing. The only swing trades I ever really do are overnight holds. I don't really ever hold a stock longer than that. That's right, dog. Positivity, man. We're all going to make some money today. DGSE is a little penny stock, up some as well. FSP getting a volume spike. This was yesterday, not really moving since then. KGJI. KGJI, another one small gap. Not tradable. Maybe watch this one on Robinhood as well. So there goes BLNK up to 584. Back up. ISR, another cheap stock, gapping up. May look to trade this one on Robinhood as well. ISR. Alright, there goes Blink up to 609 now. Back down to 592. We'll see what happens at the open here, but big gap on Blink at 590 now. Looks like it's going to have some trouble at 6. Kind of a double top there. We'll see what happens. I mean, it got up to 609. Maybe not a double top, but watching BLNK here. Another thing I'm going to start doing is that I'm going to try to analyze what kind of share size I should buy in some of these stocks. BLNK would probably be more around like 20 shares. SYMC is the biggest one I'm kind of struggling with finding. Alright guys, market opens up in about 5 minutes. Yeah, how's the house, Tiny? Flood hit it yet? Yeah, being here in Texas, Texas has gotten hit with some serious floods in the last year. Last 2 years, really. Luckily, my house is a little bit elevated, so I didn't get hit with any water, but the water got close. Yeah, I'm watching ISR Salty. It's on my other list. It's at 56.75 right now. Cheap stock. Watching it on Robinhood since it's not tradable on TradeNet. Good morning, Green Scene. Nice. That's good to hear, Tiny. Glad to hear it. Yeah, flooding can be crazy, man. When the hurricane hit Texas last year, I believe it was, my mom lost her entire apartment. And luckily my mom rents, and so she didn't own a house. She rented an apartment, but it was on the first floor, and so last year my mom's entire apartment got hit, and she lost everything she had. It was pretty rough. She had to come and stay with me a little bit because we live close to each other, but not. We live about 20 minutes away. So where she got hit, it was much, much worse than where we live. We live a little bit more north, and so a little bit higher elevation. What's up, Ant? Yeah, no worries, bro. All right, guys, market opens up in about 2 minutes. Good luck, everyone. Hey, Ant, I'm going to go ahead and subscribe to your channel, though. All right, guys. So watching IMMR and TTD probably the closest here, just because I like shorting these kind of stocks. Watching SYMC really closely here as well. It's getting pretty close to that 2006 low of the day. Yeah, everybody go check out. Everybody go check out the Green Scene. Go check out this YouTube channel right here. It's my man Ant's channel. Go check it out. Everybody subscribe. Check out his videos. Go give a like and a watch to his channel. I consider it a favor if you go check out that channel. It's called The Green Scene. Go check it out. But yeah, watching IMMR, TTD, MOSY. Yeah, that's shocking. I'm sure BLNK is going to be limited liquidity pretty quickly here. Look at it, though. It's pushing up. It's at 606 now, trying to break the high of pre-market. Going to watch that. All right, market opens up in 10 seconds, guys. Good luck, everyone. Yeah, I'm watching ISR. It's at 56 now. All right, market's about to open up right now. All right, there's the bell. Let's see how BLNK reacts to the open. IQ's pushing up pretty strong here. All right, IMMR breaking under 13. If it pushes up and holds 13 as resistance, I may get in short with IMMR. SYMC breaking under the low of the day here at 1992 now. I'd prefer IMMR to push up, test 13 again, and then get rejected, but it's starting to drop pretty quickly. RXII starting to fall some. Alright, so there goes IMMR. Just no entry for me to have on that one. Maybe looking to short TTD here. You know, I'm going to look for it to break under this low right here at 67.50 and then hold that area as resistance. If it can do that, I may jump in short. TTD bouncing back here. ANFI. There's a washout long on TTD. Man, look at that huge jump. Yeah, ANFI is running. Look at this move on TTD here. Crazy push up. That's why I always want to wait for it to hold that previous support as resistance. And if IMMR breaks back under here and holds that 1250 area as resistance, I may jump in. ISR is kind of wash out long a little bit. RXII pushing up some. ZIOP. Man, look at this washout long right here. This thing moved up so quick though, it was tough to get into it. TTD. ANFI pushing up strong. And yeah, you got to be careful with a lot of these because a lot of these are up on good earnings. Yeah, V-Ray ended up crashing back down. Watching it under 8. It's just kind of not, it's just not moving at all. RXII starting to kind of fall back down. A little bit of a pullback there on TTD. Alright, so I'm watching RXII for a short under 240. Yeah, there goes Mosey. Dropping down. What's BLNK doing? Kind of choppy. Kind of watching ISR here for a pre-market high break. And I'm watching IQ here as well. It's breaking under the lows here. See if it can hold that previous area as resistance. It's up a ton in the last day, so with this thing swinging in both directions pretty hard, so got to be careful with it. GILD. ZIOP bouncing back strong. Yeah, I want to let ISR pull back some first. All right, so preferably I'd like to see ISR or IQ push up, try to test 2150, get rejected. If it does that, I may jump in. RXII is a short I'm looking at now. Let's see if it holds that previous low right here as resistance. If it does, I may jump in going short. Just didn't get an entry with IQ. Ugh, there's my entry, but didn't really see much I like. A little bit too late. Kind of watching ISR here for a little pullback. Man, I need to start. I don't know. I'm torn. Like I was definitely short biased with IQ. I started watching it way up here at 2174, and this thing has just tanked hard since then. I didn't really get much of an entry to take advantage of. I'm gonna jump in ISR here. With just 100 shares. Alright, so I'm in ISR with 100 shares. See if we can pull back up on Robinhood. A lot of crazy movers, but not really too many to take advantage of, I'd say. All right, there goes ISR starting to push up and test. We'll see if we can break that high of the day at 64. Getting a little spready, I'd say, on ISR. Yeah, the thing I like about Robinhood is that it takes into account the bid and the ask when it shows you your profit. TradeNet will only look at the bid or the ask, and so when you're shorting it, it looks at the highest one. SYMC, I'm looking at a low of the day break under 1885 here. And this is always why I try to wait to see it hold that previous support as resistance. So you can see RXII pushing up strong. Yep, that's it, Tiny. Yeah, it's the family picture. I checked it a second ago. Yeah, I believe that's Ant. All right, here's the low of the day break on IQ here. Trying to break the lows. REDU. Yeah, REDU just doesn't have any volume. That's the only thing I don't like it with. Just not the volume I really want to see. Maybe Halo. Halo's starting to rebound some. Also watching TTD here. If it gets rejected at the 69.50 level, I may jump in with the short, especially if it breaks under here. ISR kind of consolidating now. Yeah, lately I've been trying to wait until at least the first 10 or 15 minutes until the market opens before I jump into anything. But man, IQ is just tanking. Just not stopping here. Wow. Huge tank on IQ. Yeah, I mean, I've thought about getting a camera and letting people actually look at videos of me, like pointing the camera at me. Never, I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of torn with it. Not that people shouldn't see my beautiful mug or anything like that, but I just don't know if I feel like getting ready every day before the stream. I already cut it a little close, getting the kids ready, so I don't know. I try to keep the stream going a little bit longer today since I know, ooh, gross, man. I just looked at ISR. Down 5. I'm going to go ahead and bail out now. It's that time. Got out for $7 loss, I think. That thing just tanked hard. Nothing I could really do about it. Looked like a good setup. Tried to buy the dip, but it's been failing, which has been happening more and more with the buy the dip setups. BLNK making that little push here. See if it holds support over 6. ARCB's been running up some. VYGR, CSTE, CLEG, UEPS, TTOO. Alright, so I'm watching SYMC here, see if it can ever get back under these lows right here at 1885. You can see ZIOP, this thing has just been, it had a nice push and then it's been tanking. ZIOP. Maybe watching it under those low of the day. See what happens. The market's been really choppy lately, though. A lot of kind of back and forth action. VVPR getting some volume here. VVPR. ASYS pushing up some. CERS. CYMC bouncing back some from that huge drop. The biggest problem I have seen lately is that there's just not many entries that I necessarily like with some of these. I mean, IQ, I think I missed the boat with a lot of IQ. There was an entry here for sure, right here under this low of the day. Cracked under there and washed down pretty hard. But aside from that, I mean, there's just not too many good entries I like. I'm kind of watching IQ here to see if it gets rejected at this 2081 level. Also watching IMMR to see if it drops back down some here. ANFI. I might have missed it too. Yeah, ANFI had a nice little push. I actually saw this one though. I noticed this one this morning. Not tradable on TradeNet, unfortunately. Nice, NYC, congrats. That's a good trade. WOW, wow. Ant. Yeah, I can kind of feel myself, like, my trading style change. I'm watching ZIOP now. I'm trying to be a little bit more patient in the market to see how that'll work out. This week I've had 2 winning days and 2 losing days. Depending on how I do today, we'll see. Last week was a great week. Watching ZIOP here. Alright, so there goes IMMR. Still kind of waiting, trying to find the best setup possible with some of these. Yeah, that's rough. That's rough, Anji. Alright, guys, so still kind of waiting for a good setup. Everything's been kind of back and forth lately. You can see ZIOP went all the way up to this 450 level, came all the way back down. SYMC, I was looking for a setup, but it just never broke those lows again, and now it's back up to 1974. TTD breaking the high of the day here, up to 72.11, 72.22. Yeah, Fridays, I mean, Fridays are tough to trade. A lot of times Fridays I'll get in with on the SPY TVIX trades. But even there, like, you can see the reason the market's choppy is because the SPY is choppy. Or maybe it's the opposite, but you can see how choppy the SPY is, just back and forth, back and forth. So, you know, it's tough. It's tough to trade these type of setups. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm out of day trades on Robinhood. So I don't have any more day trades, unfortunately, so I can't really get into anything on Robinhood. So I'm kind of stuck with TradeNet. And with it being earnings season and Friday, it's just kind of tough to trade a lot of these. I kind of looking at IQ here, but I mean, I want to see it hold this 2082 level as resistance first. If it holds that area as resistance, I may jump in with a small share size. We'll see. But I want to see that first before I jump in because it's got a lot of support underneath it, really, especially at 2050. So we'll see how this acts. Kind of watching TTD here if it breaks over this previous high and then holds that $0.50 support at 71.50. Kind of watching it. Don't really know how big of a share size to take with this type of stuff though with TTD, just because it's such an expensive stock. I could get in with like 10 shares, maybe. But one wrong turn with TTD and I'm down $30, and so that's kind of what I'm a little nervous about. You can also see SYMC is starting to bounce back pretty significantly here. You know, this thing had gapped down a ton. And now it's starting to push up. We'll see if it breaks the high of the day. I may get in long. Insurance, were you the one talking about what was it? The man, what's the blackjack strategy when you continuously up your bet until you have a winning bet? I can't think of it. I want to say it's like the Merkle strategy or something like that. I can't remember it, but I know somebody was talking about it. Appreciate it, Tiny. Have a good one. Hope to have a good weekend. Hope to see you on Monday. Yeah, I know I've been really patient the last few days, but I'm just trying to wait for a good setup, like my type of setups, and I haven't seen too many of them, so that's the only reason I've been so patient lately. Still just trying to wait, find good setups, and if I have to wait a little bit longer, that's fine. V-Ray, trying to crack under these lows here at 8. Yeah, it's the Martingale strategy, Shackrock, appreciate it. I knew it was something with an M. That's the Martingale strategy. I know somebody was talking about using that on Robinhood. It's essentially the first time you bet, say for instance, you bet $10 and you bet on black and you lose the bet. The next bet you bet $20, you bet on black again, you lose the bet. The next bet you bet $40, you lose the bet. You keep going until you have a winning bet. So essentially you would have to lose 6 times in a row, which honestly is very possible. But that's kind of the essence of the Martingale strategy with blackjack. And some people try to use it for trading as well. Appreciate it, Dollar. Yeah, man, I've been growing nicely. The channel's been growing nicely. I probably grow by about 600 subscribers a month, maybe a little bit more than that actually. So it's been growing fast, man. I appreciate it. And it's great though because as I've been like working this channel, I've gotten much better as a trader, and so I think that's the most important thing. It's tough though. I'm not really seeing too much I like in the market right now. No. Yeah, in NYC, that's my Cajun accent. I notice it when I'm making watch list videos as well. I say today. You know, it's kind of that Cajun way of saying stuff. All right, so there's V-Ray breaking onto the lows here. Watching V-Ray. All right, so V-Ray gets rejected here at this whole dollar of 8. I'm gonna look to short it when it breaks these lows down to 775. Kind of had low volume today though. The only thing that has me a little nervous. Yeah, the biggest flaw with the martingale, it's not the Marvin Gaye, it's the martingale, Martingale, I believe. But the biggest flaw with it is that it's very possible, like you may win a majority of the time using the martingale strategy. The problem is those few times you lose are gonna wipe you out. You know what I mean? So it's like you may win a small amount every time with the martingale strategy, but those one time, that variance, those few times that you actually do lose 6 times in a row is going to wipe your entire account out. You know what I mean? And so it's just about whether you can make enough in your winnings before you hit that 6 in a row loss. All right, looking to short V right here if it breaks under 788. What? V-Ray's not tradable? It just was. Did they seriously take V-Ray off? What? Oh, man. I mean, I guess I'm glad I didn't work out because it just pushed back up. But man, that's the one trade I was looking to get into today. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Insurance. And I mean, the way you win in blackjack is like it can't have two green spots. Like if it only has one green spot, your chances are much better. But if it has two, the chances of you losing are much, much higher. All right, so I'm not seeing much I like. I guess I'm going to start kind of paying attention to the SPY TVIX. Not the TVIX. I'd probably just jump into the SPY itself. TVIX is too choppy. Yeah, today I've just been trying to wait for good setups. I haven't seen too many of them that I really like. Maybe shorting TTD here, but TTD, this thing has gone kind of crazy. And so it's kind of tough for me to want to jump into it, just because I'm worried about a big spike here, especially if it finds some support. BLNK. So if TTD gets rejected at 71 here, I'm looking to short it potentially. Yeah, guys, sorry I haven't really gotten into anything on TradeNet yet. I'm just trying to find stuff I really like, and haven't really seen anything. So I apologize about not being a little bit more active today. I just haven't been seeing setups that I really like, and that's kind of what I want. Maybe if TTD breaks under this low right here, but it's been so kind of it's been so volatile lately, since it's such a more expensive stock, that it's kind of worrisome to jump in. That's it right there, insurance. Yeah, I'll try to find the link to it. Yeah, everybody go sub to this green screen channel. It's right here. Oh wait, let me sorry, hold on. Yeah, everybody go sub to this channel. Man, it's not letting me copy it. Weird. Yeah, everybody go to this channel right here. Sub to it. Yeah, I'd consider it a personal favor if y'all go sub to the green screen channel. Really cool channel. Go hit that subscribe button. Check out his videos. Like the videos. Appreciate the sub, Charles. Welcome, man. Appreciate it. But yeah, like I said, sorry I haven't been as active today. It's just not there's just not much I really like, to be honest. You know, I'm looking at a few different things, but none of them are really following through with the setups I like. And so I'm kind of watching TTD here. May look to short it if it breaks this low right here. I said I would stream a little bit longer today, and it may be a good thing just so I can find a good setup. But it being Friday, there's just not that many stuff I like. Still kind of waiting. Can't type right now. ARCB. It's just Friday. There's a lot of, it's tough to find stuff to trade today. Look at CORE. This thing had a nice massive push here. Not the best volume, but it had a really big volume spike. Sorry, it had not the best volume, but it had a big push up, is what I should say. Kind of contradicted myself there. Kind of watching SYMC here. If it breaks under this $0.50 and continues to fall, specifically under, I don't know, it's got so much resistance and support here at around 1940. And you can see the one trade I tried to get into, which was V-Ray. Of course, it continues to fall, which is why I tried a perfect setup for me. For some reason, it just was not tradable today. So pretty aggravating, but it happens, I guess. BILI. Look at BILI here, guys. Big volume spike up to 12, testing 12. Big volume spike, moving a decent amount now. HEAR has been spiking up nicely today as well. So I'm watching SYMC here. It's finding a lot of support at this 1950 level. But if it can break under there, and specifically this 1944 level, I might be interested in it. BILI is tradable. May look to short BILI here, but I don't really want to try to catch a falling knife. Spread's kind of crazy too. All right, I'm back. Sorry, phone call. Kind of looking at Casa here. If it breaks under this low at 21.17, I may look to get into it. SYMC, I'm still waiting to see if it cracks under 1950. Really, dog? That's cool, man. Alright, so I am in SYMC with 40 shares. It's cracking under the lows. We'll see if it continues heading down. See if it continues to fall here. Nice, 33. Oh my gosh, why does it do that? You see this trap, complete trap in SYMC. That thing bounced so fast. Look at that trap, man. Just an absolute trap. Breaks the low of the day, immediate bounce. Just, I mean, if it holds under 1950, I still like it, but absolutely ridiculous, man. Just a crazy bounce back, very, very quick, up to 1950. So frustrating. Appreciate the sub, Tico. Welcome, man. I mean, I'll give it a little bit of time, but man, that thing bounced so fast. Super sketchy. Yeah, I mean, I guess it has some support here. Fox. True. I could see it. Alright, so I'll let it test 1950, but I don't like it really. If it gets up to 1960, that's kind of my cue to jump out of it. Preferably, obviously, I'd like it to crack under 1935, but we'll see. Yeah, it's kind of what happens on Fridays when there's not too many good entries. Kind of watching CASA here. I just broke under the low of pre-market. The low of the day is at 21. I mean, it's kind of a good sign with SYMC holding that previous support as resistance at 1950. So watching CASI under this low here. I'm going to have to set a stop loss. I have the exterminators coming out today. So I'll probably set one at 1960. And hopefully it won't get over there. Alright, so CASI is breaking under the lows here. Preferably, I'd like to see it hold this previous low as resistance now, where it had previous support. And so we'll see. Fridays are kind of a tough day. Not a lot going on, and so I just got to be careful not to force anything. I do think I kind of forced something with SYMC. They had this obvious support here at 1935, and so that's exactly where it bounced off at. So it's kind of at the make or break level now, starting to crack under it. So we'll see if it can get as low as this 1930 level, break under there preferably, and see if it can work out for me. All right, there's 1936 break. Let's see if we can get under 1930 now. Looking weak. 1935, 33. $1938, nice. 1927. There's 1926 break, 1922, nice. Oh no, I gotta switch. Limit. Oh my gosh, super frustrating. So aggravating right now. I tried to get out for an $8 gain and he immediately bounces back before I could set my limit order. Okay, there's the drop. Maybe it was a good thing. Alright, I'm out for an $8.80 profit. I'll take it. That makes me green on the day. So basically a $9 profit. That makes me green on the day. Good to see. Patience paid off on TradeNet. And this is kind of that setup that I kind of preach about here. When I see it break under a previous resistance level or a previous support level, in this case it was 1950. I want to see it break under 1950 and then hold that previous level as resistance once it finally breaks under there. That's exactly what it did, luckily. Fox was correct, though. I completely disregarded this level at here at 1935 where it had some previous resistance. And so that's where a lot of people sold when they got in on the $0.5 break. But it still ended up working out for me and dropping low. Made a nice little gain on my TradeNet account with it. So this week hasn't been too bad. I've had 3 profitable days, 2 losing days, so not too bad. Hopefully I'll do a little bit better next week. It's almost that time for me to try using bigger sizing. I feel like if I would have used bigger sizing, I would have been up a decent amount last week for sure. This week, maybe a break-even week, but maybe it's time to start thinking about using bigger sizing. We'll see how that works out. But yeah, guys, I'm going to go ahead and close the stream down now. If you haven't already, make sure you go subscribe to Ant's channel. It's called The Green Room. It's right here. Nelson, I net about $6 from it. So a small gain, and people can make fun of me for using small sizing, but the reason I use small sizing is because I'm just trying to learn how to trade consistently. If I can find consistency with small gains, I can find consistency with larger gains. It's just about changing the share size and finding that consistency first. I think the biggest mistake a lot of new traders make is that as soon as they start trading, even though they're brand new and don't really know what they're doing, they start jumping in using 500 or 1,000 shares, and they end up losing their entire account before they actually take the time to learn how to trade. I kind of do the opposite. When I start trading, since I'm still a new trader for the most part, I've been getting a lot better, but since I'm still fairly new, my mentality is, why not use small sizing at first, especially if you have a cheap discount broker like TradeNet where commissions are only $3 for a round trip. And then once I find consistency using small sizing, from there I can up my sizing and use larger sizing. I'm still using real money, so the emotions are still there. And I think that's the best way for new traders to approach it. If you jump right in using crazy sizing, desperately trying to be like these gurus you see making thousands of dollars a day, you're just going to lose your account. You know what I mean? So if you're new, try using small sizing. It ends up working. Practice your setups, practice your patterns, and once you find consistency with small sizing, that's when you can take the risk and up your sizing and try to take some bigger gains out of the market. For me, it's about the time that I should start trying to use bigger sizing. I've been trading regularly for about 10 months now, and I've definitely been showing some consistency lately, and so it may be that time to use larger sizing, but there's nothing wrong with using small sizing and just practicing. Oh yeah, no worries, Nelson. Yeah, I always try to, the biggest flaw I think a lot of new traders make, the biggest mistake, is that they watch these gurus and everybody else on YouTube and everybody else, they watch them using bigger sizing, right? And so it's human nature to want to be like them and to want to make these $1,000 gains out of the market. The problem is it's not really realistic for a new trader to do that. You know what I mean? Because a new trader doesn't know what they're doing. And so when a new trader jumps in and uses 500 or 1,000 shares, 3 or 4 bad trades and their whole account is gone, And so it only makes sense to use small sizing when you're still new. Learn to trade profitably, because if you can make if you can make $10 a day using small sizing, you can make $100 a day or $1,000 a day using larger sizing. You just have to find that consistency first. You basically need to learn what to do. And once you do that, then you can up your share size. But until then, I think it's important for new traders to just take it slow. Use small sizing if you can. Find a discount broker like UStockTrade or TradeNet or whomever, and try to learn how to trade profitably from there. But yeah, guys, go check out Ant's channel right here. I'd consider it a favor if you go like and subscribe to that channel. I just posted a link. But yeah, guys, I'm going to go ahead and close the stream down now. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. I day trade live on stream every weekday morning starting at 8:45 a.m. market time. I go until about 10:30 market time, and so make sure to hit the subscribe button, and everybody click the like button on this video right now. I definitely consider it a personal favor if you do. Somebody's ringing my doorbell. I think it's the exterminator, so I got to go get that. But appreciate all the love and support, guys. Make sure you hit those like buttons, and thanks for watching. I'll see you guys. Have a good weekend. I should have a few videos out. Thanks, guys.